Hello, and welcome to UnKpopular Opinions, a safe space for fans of BTS and other K-pop groups to ask the tough question, what do I think of this? I'm your host, Ginger Noona, and today is part one of a two-part episode where Sam and I go head-to-head and figure out the best BTS songs. So if you remember episode 10, when we did the recap of Muster Soju, I can never say it right. I brought on my friend Sam.
Hello.
So Sam is here with me, and I thought it would be really fun, even though neither of us do anything related to sports ever. I mean, I played softball. Did you ever play sports?
I played on my middle school basketball team.
Nice. Yeah, I played softball, but then I gave it up for musical theater because they conflicted.
Oh, same here.
But we're not really sports people. But I thought it would be fun to make some brackets and determine some of the best BTS songs, especially because, like we talked about in episode 10, we have very different tastes and very different feelings about things. We like to keep it fresh with each other. So what I did was I took the 135 BTS songs, yes, 135, and I broke them down into different groups. And so they can battle against each other. We've got intro, interludes, outros. That's what we're going to do on this episode, along with the eras going head to head. For our next episode, that's when we're going to touch on the other songs. So here's kind of how the rules go for this. There's an order of operations for a song because there are a few songs where it's like, well, wait, does this fit under solo? Does this fit under single? Does this fit under intro? So if it has the word intro in it at any point, it is considered under the intro category. So for instance, Serendipity, even though some people will be like, but that's Jimin's solo. Yes, it is Jimin's solo. But due to the order of operations of the mathematics of our podcast today, it's going to be under intros, outros, and all of that. Also, that 135 songs, that includes all of the BTS songs that BTS has released as a group that is on a BTS album. So anything that is by a solo member or a collaboration with a different artist for their work, that's not on here. Also, we aren't doing the Japanese songs, which is fine because I personally love the Japanese songs and I would have done anything to make Film Out win anyway, so...
Oh, I would have gone hard for Stay Gold.
I know you would, and so...
We would have met in the middle with Your Eyes Tell.
That's probably true, but yes. Actually, I decided to make this fun for us. So I made our brackets, and so each song is going to go head to head, and if we don't agree on a song, we have to talk to each other about why we choose this song, and, you know, through good old-fashioned debating, see if we can convince the other person to switch over. If that doesn't work, we're going to solve things the BTS way. Rock, paper, scissors.
Yes. Quick question. I imagine Illest Bitch and Expensive Girl will not be included in this. Because you know I am a Namjoon bias, and I do not dislike Expensive Girl.
No, that's true. I'm sorry. We will not have any of that business or anything that's from pre-debut, anything that's from SoundCloud. So I'm sad.
Yes.
Dang will not be on here.
Oh, such a good
I'm
song.
not doing Dang Erasure. It's just I couldn't do literally every BTS song because, fun fact, I believe, every BTS song that has ever been professionally recorded, and it is almost 15 hours worth of music. So, yeah, we weren't going to go there.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're going to debate. If that doesn't work, we will go with rock, paper, scissors. But here's the one thing that I think you will appreciate. We each get one Malala.
Yes.
So Sam and I really love the movie Booksmart. And in that movie, two best friends have this code word where they can call Malala. And when you call Malala, it means...
I was trying so hard to drink water on the sly. The bottle betrayed me.
So in Booksmart, these two best friends, they have this thing where if they call Malala, that means the other person has to do what that friend wants, no questions asked. It's usually, in the case of like, I'm in danger, or I don't know.
I'm uncomfortable. The girl I like was making out with the guy you like, and I don't want to tell you.
Or I want to leave this party.
Yes.
So we each get one Malala, because I think we both love that movie. But do we both think we're Beanie Feldstein?
I hope that I am Caitlin Dever,
but
I do not know if I am as good as her.
I want you to be Caitlin Dever because I have always felt like the Beanie Feldstein.
I do not think I am quite Molly in that movie. I hope to be Amy, but I could also be, oh my God, is his name Caleb? Who's the guy with the long hair?
Oh, the 20-year-old?
Yes, the 20-year-old who hooks up with the teacher. Booksmart is amazing. Olivia Wilde, I'm excited for her next film.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. So really, this podcast has been sponsored by Booksmart. No, it hasn't. Anyway, let's move on. So in this episode, we're going to do eras, and we're also going to do the one where it's interludes, intros, and outros. So I'm going to let you pick. Do you want to start with an era, or do you want to start with intro, interlude, outro?
Interludes and outros, because I have strong feelings about that one.
And I feel like that's a really good way to start.
Yes.
So I did not know anything about bracketing until I did this. So thank you to this app that I found. It's called Tournaments that I found in the Apple App Store. And so I actually have brackets. So round 1, intro, serendipity, versus outro, love is not over. I'm going to go with serendipity.
Serendipity.
Oh, God, that was so easy.
Yeah, no, I don't think that I would do.
I mean, Love Is Not Over is a good song, but
it's not one that I have on my Sam's Jams playlist.
And it's also not one that involves poking bubbles and humping the floor.
Yeah, I feel good about this decision.
Ooh, okay. Next round. Outro Ego versus outro House of Cards.
Oh, House of Cards for me.
What?
I know. I just love that song so much. Oh. I want to see it performed live so much. I love Ego. I love the music video. I love Hobie. I love that it is so different from, it feels a lot more upbeat than Persona and Shadow.
So why are you choosing
But I just love House of Cards so much. I just think it's a song I want to play when it's raining and I'm in a noir movie or something.
Okay, that's fair. Also, if there are any weird noises, we have water bottles that are apparently really crinkly. Mm-hmm. You know what? I'm thinking that I like Ego because of the music video and Hobie when he's driving. I don't know if I actually like the song as much. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and just be like, cool, House of Cards.
No, I definitely think that the music video also, I can't think of when I seek out the song by itself, but I love watching the music video.
There you go. Interlude Shadow. I know, right? No, you have to listen.
Okay.
Interlude Shadow versus Intro Singularity. I know, Tay's solo.
And I think that song is such a great showcase of Tay as a singer, but Shadow, both the message and just
the music video and the performance from Map of the Soul 1.
I just think as a song, like, again, I think a lot of my love of Singularity is the song and the performance and the music video. I think if I could choose to listen between the two, just straight out listen.
You mean Shadow, right?
Yes, I would listen to Shadow because I really love the lyrics and I really love Yoongi's performance and how he sells the song.
I do too. I feel like it's the closest we're gonna get to him being honest about how he really feels without going into an Augustine mixtape.
Yes, and I will say Map of the Soul 7 is probably my favorite album, and I really love the intro and outro. Like, again, I do love Ego a lot, but I really love the interlude and the intro. Like, they're probably my favorites.
All right. So, round 2. Mm-hmm. We've got intro, Oh, Are You Late Too? Versus Intro, serendipity.
Oh, serendipity.
Like, we don't even need to
God, no.
Well, let's not even hash this out. Let's not waste anyone's time.
No, but to be fair, they were still finding their way. And I think that serendipity is so great because I feel like that was also a time when Jimin was allowed to be more Jiminy and his true self. And that's really been great to watch as an evolution.
True. Okay. Intro, Nevermind versus intro, Boy Meets Evil.
Boy Meets Evil.
Really?
But again, that might just be the performance. So because
I do love Hobie's dance solo in that, and I love when I think it was the Mama performance with Jimin.
But again, that is very performance based, and so if it's just the song,
because I like Nevermind, especially for the lyric about if you think you're going to crash, accelerate faster, you idiot.
Yes, I think that so much of my appreciation of the music is attached to performances, but straight up songs, I'm comfortable with giving Nevermind the go-ahead.
Excellent, because that's the right answer. Oh, okay. Outro Propose versus intro Persona. Intro Persona
has to be.
I mean, honestly, the intros and the outros from the School Trilogy era probably aren't going to win anything.
No, like I said, I think that they were still discovering themselves. I think that was before they kind of evolved into a more pop and vocal based group. And so I feel like the intros and outros have gotten consistently better. And I just really love the sound of Intro Persona.
I love Intro Persona. It is one of my hype songs.
Yeah. And I feel like a lot of times with BTS songs, like, for some reason that hit me just right, and the lyrics really feel like there's something I identify with.
Your mom is calling.
My mom is calling. I'll call you back, Mama.
Okay. Intro, What Am I to You, which is the intro to Dark and Wild, or Outro Tear.
Outro Tear.
Outro Tear.
No question. Some of these, I think it's hard when you have a really good song to find good competition.
Yes, and I will say with these, everything I put in here, it was randomized because otherwise it could have been really...
You can stack the deck.
Exactly, stack the deck. But no, I didn't stack the deck. I randomized it. Thank you, app. Okay, outro, Love in School versus outro, House of Cards.
Outro,
House of Cards. That was easy. Moving on. Ooh, intro, The Most Beautiful Moment in Life versus interlude / outro, Wings.
For me, it's got to be Wings.
Yes, that is the correct answer.
I think, it's hard to have to be unbiased when you have such strong reactions to...
It just makes you so happy.
Yeah.
And it just makes me remember them running around and being happy. And I know it's not supposed to just be performance-based, but I really just am a sucker for anything that brings what appears to be joy. I like it. Yeah. Intro School Love Affair or Interlude Shadow.
Oh, Interlude Shadow. Yeah.
Again, I'm pretty sure anything from the School Trilogy is going to get knocked out immediately.
And part of the reason I really love the intro, the interlude, and the outro on Map of the Soul 7 is that I do not always get concepts and how one leads to the other, but this one was very easy for me to understand.
I love not feeling stupid.
Yes, and also I felt like it was a journey that I could very clearly go upon, and I loved that it hit different emotional parts. Like, it started off questioning, and then Yoongi's shadow was like a reflection, but then you finish out strong with Ego. I do love Ego again.
I also love how upbeat Ego is because it makes you feel... It feels like a good song at the end of an album because it's almost like curtain call music.
Yes.
It reminds you, it's like, it lifts you back up. It makes you want to keep going. You don't want an album to end where you're feeling like... Because I'll be honest, like, I love We Are Bulletproof, The Eternal.
Oh, me too.
But that would be a sad fucking ending.
That's a weepy song. And I feel like it would have, if they had gotten to do the Map of the Soul 7 tour, Ego would have been a great, like, button on emotions. Yeah.
All right, next up. Outro, Do You Think It Makes Sense? I know, I'm having a hard time even remembering which album, so it must be from the School Trilogy.
Yes, no.
Versus Outro Her. We're going to go with Outro Her, of course, but I don't even like Outro Her.
No, it's not my favorite, but I can't even remember the other ones. So.
Yeah, it's one of those where it's like, oh, yeah, lesser of two evils for me. Okay, Serendipity versus Nevermind.
For me, I think Serendipity.
Yeah. It all just comes down to Jimin and his dance. We're gonna... Intro Persona versus Outro Tear.
Okay, give me a moment to try to come to terms, because I think the part of it is the realizing the significance that Outro Tear has for the group. I love, I think I personally prefer, Intro Persona, but I can understand, the significance that has both as a piece to perform and as part of the BTS legend. And so I am okay going with Outro Tear.
And I'm okay with going with Outro Tear because of Dior Hobie.
Yes, that is true.
Check and mate. All right. Outro House of Cards versus Outro Wings.
For me, it will still be House of Cards because I just really love that song. And I love the sound.
Wings.
Yeah.
Because isn't Wings also the one where they got to fly around in hot air balloons?
Yes, I think so. I will acquiesce to this as well, because I know a lot of it is just super personal preference.
I know, but I feel like, you know what? We should rock, paper, scissors this one.
Yes, okay.
So are we doing rock, paper, scissors, shoot? You shoot on shoot?
Yes.
Okay.
We do 1, 2, 3, and then...
Yes.
Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. All right. She won scissors to paper, so yes. House of Cards it is. Okay. Interlude Shadow versus Outro Her. An Interlude Shadow. I feel like we don't have to talk as much the farther we get in until we start, not agreeing with each other. Okay. Oh, fuck! Intro Serendipity versus Outro Tear.
It's like, are you choosing hopefulness? Are you choosing what do you want? That feels like two very different outcomes that you have to love and to journeys.
And they're two very different, incredibly attractive performances.
Yes. I think I would have to go again with Outro Tear.
No, really?
I guess, I don't know. I don't know if I'm just more attracted to the sadness of it and, the lesson that you learn. That, sometimes something you love.
I'm not going to stop you because I was afraid I was going to have to fight you. And yes, we will go with Outro Tear.
No, I feel like that is, I don't know. I don't necessarily want to be somebody who's happy songs and hopeful songs are less artistic than songs about hardship and pain. But for some reason, that message feels...
I don't know. I love the message of Serendipity, though, because it's the one where Jimin is singing, I'm your calico cat. I am...
Yeah.
I don't know. I love the video. I don't know why I'm talking myself out of this. I was getting what I wanted. Outro Tear.
Yes.
Okay. And this is the semifinals, by the way. Outro House of Cards versus Interlude Shadow. Interlude Shadow.
No. For me, it's Interlude Shadow. I love that it's so personal to Yoongi's story, and I love what he says, because I think that BTS is amazingly, or to an extent, visible and available in a way that a lot of Western artists aren't. And so I think that can sometimes lead to an over-familiarity with them, and these narratives that fans create where we're oh, Yoongi does this and Jimin does that.
I know so-and-so.
Yeah, and I really like that Shadow talks about how difficult it is to reconcile yourself with the fame that you found and with who you're growing into. I think that can be like, on the one hand, it's a very specific narrative because most of us aren't international sensations, but it's also something that I think your average person can understand.
I like it because it sounds like a Linkin Park song.
Oh, yes.
That is literally...
Yes, I do not know much about Linkin Park. Ginger is my entry point.
I need you to listen to my rage list more. Mm-hmm. Okay, so the championships for the intro, interlude, outro bracket. Outro tier versus interlude shadow. I'm going to go with outro tier only because when it comes to listening to the song on its own, every time interlude shadow comes out on my playlist, I think I've either unplugged my earbuds or I've accidentally turned the volume all the way down because it's so quiet at the beginning. I don't know that it's starting.
But actually that's what I love about it. I do have that moment too, but then when I realize what's happening, I love that, I love the build up to when Yoongi goes, and I'm going to paraphrase it like, oh boy, I got a big dream, and like,
oh yeah, I want to be a rap star.
And like when he gets really fast and then launches into the song, like I love that moment in the music video. I love that moment in the song, and so I really, I think Shadow is
okay. So my point for tier, you get all three of the rap line.
Yes, that is
you
true.
get Dior Hobie. You get all of their different sounds, and it's also a deeply personal song.
Yes,
so,
it is.
I don't know. I'm not giving up. Are you giving up?
I am not giving up.
All right.
I think we're gonna
rock, paper, scissors.
Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh, we both did rock. Okay. Mm-hmm. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Both did paper. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh, okay. I did scissors.
I did rock. The champion is outro tier.
And I'm happy with that. I did go hard for interlude shadow, but I think that if you are getting down to the best intros, interludes, and outros, tier is a good one.
It's an admirable second place.
Yes.
It was a good fight. So if you're listening to the Spotify version of this episode, you're going to get to hear outro tier. All right, so now we're moving into eras.
Okay.
So I want you to decide which era do you want to do first. Actually, I feel like we should go kind of in chronological order. How do you feel about that?
That's good.
So let's start with the school trilogy.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest, I think we both know how it's going to end. Except you don't. You don't know how it's going to end.
Okay, I get a little fuzzy on the eras, and I get a little fuzzy on the school trilogy, but I have my favorites. I do like A Surprising Number from School Love Affair.
I get confused sometimes. All right, so round one. Miss Right versus Where You From?
Oh, Miss
Right.
Oh, I love that song.
And I love that Miss Right was on the repackage, the Too Cool for School, School Love Affair repackage. Yes. So, I mean, sometimes you just hit it out of the park with a repackage.
It's just a fun song, and I think it's really cute.
And I think we don't remember what the other one is.
Yes. No, I actively listen to Miss Right all the time.
Okay. Oh, this one's really important. Coffee versus Jump.
Oh, Jump. I would storm out of my own home if you had gone for Coffee.
I would go with anything literally other than Coffee. That is my one
Permission
song.
Permission to Dance?
Oh, you bitch. Okay. Jump. Let's go with Jump because also I love that Yoongi wrote it pre-debut back when he was still Gloss.
And I love his I want to rewind line. And of course there is Tae's infamous verse, which he absolutely devours.
Right. And I just love that Namjoon makes fun of him.
Yes. Oh, they all do.
Well, yes, but it's really funny when Namjoon does it. But okay, next. I always say this one wrong. And so now everybody knows which song this is. Pal de Gongsan, yes. I think it's how it's pronounced-ish. Basically the one where they're shouting out their hometowns.
Oh, yeah.
Versus Tomorrow. I'm going to go with Tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't have strong feelings about either one.
I feel like Tomorrow is one of their first songs that is real, but also hopeful, like looking toward the future. So I'm good with that one. Okay. Oh, Attack on Bangtan or Spinebreaker.
Oh, Spinebreaker. I love their early performances of Attack on Bangtan, but Spinebreaker holds a special place in my heart.
Even without Jin's amazing choreography, yes. I think it's one of those. I think it's one of those. It's one of the first songs that I introduced to people with the lyrics to be like, this is a real group that has real thoughts and real opinions, because this is clearly a song about social issues. All right, round 2. Like versus Miss Right.
Miss Right for me.
I don't love either, but I'll go with Miss Right because I feel like I should. Ooh, okay. If I Ruled the World versus Jump. Jump. I like If I Ruled the World a bit, but I also am going to take off points for Namjoon saying West Side till we die.
Yes.
Let's just not pretend. Let's just pretend that never happened. Ooh, Path versus Tomorrow. Path is the hidden track off of their very first album. So it's one of those that has a lot of meaning to ARMY. And I feel like the lyrics are really good, but I still feel like I'd rather listen to Tomorrow.
Yeah. I agree.
Okay. This is going a lot. This is a lot easier. Okay. We On versus Spinebreaker. Spinebreaker. Gosh, this round is just going like lightning. I love it. We're down to the semifinals already.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Miss Right versus Jump.
Jump is also a fun, like it's super, like it makes you want to dance or to
jump.
Yes. And I love, like, I feel like when you watch their early performances of it, like you start to see the performers that we have today where they're charismatic and they're upbeat and they're doing something that they love. And like, yes, you can see that they have talent in a way that a lot of groups don't. It's
not the same militaristic precision.
Yes.
That is associated pretty much with all successful K-pop groups. Because BTS has been around for so long and they have that feeling about them, they've been able to move away from that. And I kind of like that, where they each have their own individual style. All right, Tomorrow versus Spinebreaker. Spinebreaker. Because I'm still all about a good social issue song. So, the finals for the School Trilogy era. Jump versus Spinebreaker.
I might have to go with Jump.
What?
I feel like if you think of a song that encompasses, I think Spinebreaker is a very good song to demonstrate their what they were like as freshly debuted performers. I feel like Jump is where you start to get, again, like the idea of what they're going to become or why they're going to be amazing. I love Spinebreaker so much, though.
That's true.
So if you go, I'm
going to go with Jump only because Spinebreaker, even though class issues are something I think every society faces, with Spinebreaker in particular, you have to have some background about puffer coats and working until your parents break their spine and all of these Korean idioms that I had to research to fully appreciate this song. I feel like it's easier to appreciate Jump on face value.
Yes, and I think that Jump also has lyrics that you can identify with and that have meaning. They just might not be as clear of a social message as Spinebreaker.
So, congratulations, Jump. You are the best song from the School Trilogy. So, kudos to you. So our next era is actually 2 eras. Some people like to put Dark and Wild with the School Trilogy. I don't believe in doing that because 1, it is called the School Trilogy because there are 3 albums. We're not going and doing some weird like Shrek bullshit. It's a trilogy that stays a trilogy. The other thing is I feel like even though Dark and Wild still skews toward their younger, angstier selves, I feel like that's when they really were starting to grow out of angsty teenagers to angsty college students. And then the other, because there wouldn't be enough songs, if we just did that era by itself. We're going to do Wings with it because Wings was its own era, but was also only one album.
Yeah.
And so between these two together...
Interesting.
I know, right? It feels like a whole big era, but it was just one album.
Question.
Yes.
Are we supposed to be feminists when we are rating these songs? Because...
No, it's whatever you like.
Okay.
Okay.
Because some of their older songs did have interesting messages, but still sound catchy as hell.
But some of those older songs won't be in here because according to order of operations, they belong in a different area.
Okay.
So fret you not.
Okay.
First, Second Grade versus Am I Wrong?
I have no strong feelings on either one. I like Second Grade okay.
I like Am I Wrong more. I think maybe part of it is that I really like the sampling at the beginning.
Yeah.
So...
I'm fine with...
Fine. You have no feelings, so I'm going to use mine. Ooh. Embarrassed, otherwise known as Blanket Kick, versus A Supplementary Story, You Never Walk Alone.
That's hard.
That one is hard.
I think I will go with A Supplementary Story, You Never Walk Alone.
I'm going to have to go with it too. I love Embarrassed. I would prefer that it's called Blanket Kick, like I mentioned in episode 6. Mm-hmm. But I think it's also one of those where it's more easily enjoyed if you know the lyrics. Sometimes you just want to be able to enjoy a song because it sounds good. Look Here versus 21st Century Girl. You're going to say 21st Century Girl, aren't you?
I really enjoy that song.
I'm gonna go with it just to keep things fresh.
Okay.
Just to make things harder for us later on. I think it is
a fun song, and I really,
Because I don't have any feelings about Look Here, I'm gonna go with 21st Century Girl. I also acknowledge that it means a lot to a lot of people lyrically. Mm-hmm. The old-ass feminist in me hates that song.
No, I get it.
Because we shouldn't have to have 7 hot guys telling you that you're good enough.
I think also, though, that is a boy band staple that probably won't go away as quickly as we want it to. I think of really successful Western songs like God Must Have Spent a Little More Time on You, or even What Makes You Beautiful. And sometimes I can forget because so much of their music has such deep meaning, and because they work so hard and are so close in a way that many Western bands that I grew up with weren't. I forget that BTS is also a boy band, and so when they do songs that are in the boy band genre, I get a big kick out of it. I really enjoy it.
And I think also, kind of like I touched about this in a previous episode, I don't love as an adult, I don't love this message, but I do understand, especially... It's hard enough being a teenage girl here in the United States. I can't imagine being a teenage girl in South Korea. I just can't. Like, with the pressures for how you are expected to look and the prevalence of plastic surgery and how that is considered a completely normal graduation gift. I could see how this song in a society other than our own could be really beneficial. So yes, fine, 21st Century Girl, you win on this one. 24/7 equals Heaven versus 2-3.
I think for me it's 2-3.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to beat a fan song.
Yeah.
You have to have a pretty good reason to beat out a song that is specifically written for ARMY. Ooh, Hip Hop File versus Am I Wrong?
Hip Hop File for me.
I like that one too because it lists off all of these artists that they admire. And by they, I mean the rap line, because let's be honest, I'm pretty sure everyone outside all of the vocal line had no idea who Coolio was.
Oh, we know that some members did not know who Coolio was. Oh, God,
and poor Tay, when he says get turned up means let's go party. I'm feeling bad for him now.
Yeah.
Could you turn off your cell phone versus A Supplementary Story, You Never Walk Alone, which we will now call You Never Walk Alone.
You Never Walk Alone.
I love the whole meaning of could you turn off your cell phone? But yeah, I'm going to go off with You Never Walk Alone, let's be honest. Let Me Know versus 21st Century Girl. Let me know.
Oh, 21st Century Girl.
No!
I think if you asked a lot of ARMY, I just have such affection for 21st Century Girl because of, again, how it is a boy band staple.
Okay, I have such affection for Let Me Know based off Jimin's High Notes. And I'm going to resend you that YouTube clip where they are singing it. It's not a cappella, but it's like an unplugged version on a TV show. And they're amazing. So I will firmly stand my ground for Let Me Know.
Paper, scissors?
No, but I want you to change your mind. Fine, I'll rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Both did scissors. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Both did rock. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Ha ha ha! I did paper, she did rock. And we all know I was right anyway, so. All right. Rain versus 2-3.
Rain.
I like Rain too. I feel like it's a really different sound. And it's just a really soothing song.
It is.
There we go. Ooh, Hip Hop File versus You Never Walk Alone.
For me, I think it's still going to be You Never Walk Alone.
Yeah, I don't have a really good reason. I'm going to go with that. It's the
song that it's just like, just a preference.
Yeah, and sometimes that is enough of a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and we're on the semifinals right now. Let Me Know versus Rain. I'm going to go with Let Me Know until I die.
I will go Let Me Know.
Okay, thank you. Which means, for our championship, You Never Walk Alone versus Let Me Know.
Oh, I have to stick with You Never Walk Alone.
Oh my God, I'm going to go with Let Me Know because, yeah. So wait, question. We could do rock, paper, scissors. We could also pull a Malala.
I am not ready to Malala.
Yeah, we each get one Malala, but I'm not willing to use my Malala on this.
No, I'm saving it for... Don't
tell me what you're saving it for. I'm going to ruin it for you. Okay, so let's rock, paper, scissors because I think you're wrong. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Both did paper. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. I did scissors, she did paper. I'm starting to think that she is intentionally losing because she's my friend. So, the best song from what I'm going to call the Dark and Wings era is Let Me Know. So next up, chronologically, we've got the Most Beautiful Moment in Life era. And this one was easy to do by itself because it's 3 freaking albums.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Oh, come on. Round 1. Bepse versus Autumn Leaves.
Oh, Bepse.
And we don't even have to expound upon that right now because we will probably have to later. Quickly, lightning on. Hold Me Tight versus Bepse.
Oh, Bepse. It's hard to beat Bepse.
It really is, both performance-wise and lyrically.
That is one of the first songs that I started listening to on repeat. I love not just the sound. I love that each member really has a distinct part. I love the lyrics. I think they're hugely relatable to our generation.
Oh, completely. I literally own a t-shirt and a cell phone cover with the word Bepse on them because it is my spirit word.
Yes. When my mom tells me, like, let's go over your budget to see how you could save for a down payment on a house. It's like,
fuck you.
Like, I love you, Mom, but what did Hobie say? Get a job, it don't pay. Like, the days of home ownership on 1 or even 2 salaries are far away, and I don't want to be like, what is it, a crow tit?
Yes.
Yeah, Yes, I think that's one of the first songs that I really identified with message-wise.
Nice. All right, next, Moving On versus Butterfly. Butterfly. I like Moving On. I like that it gives you a history because they talk about, like, back when we lived in this blue house and everything was blue and we didn't have anything. But Butterfly is just such a pretty song, and the performance on Island was so good.
And it is such a beautiful song.
Okay, Boys with Fun versus My City. My City.
I think Boys with Fun is, it's a fun song, but I think I associate it. Wasn't it the song either for Run BTS season or Bon Voyage?
I'm drawing a blank.
But
you're
no,
probably
I
right.
really love My City. I love it as it's a good closer for a concert.
Yes, and I also just enjoy them being able to brag about where they're from.
It wouldn't be nearly as fun if we bragged about where we're from. I'm from I'm not actually from that city. I'm from a hoity-toity suburb. So.
And I'm from a tiny town in a giant state. So no one wants to hear that.
Yeah.
Okay, so last grouping in round 2 is Converse High versus Whalian 52.
I like Whalian 52, but I love the Converse. Like, my favorite part of Converse High is Yoongi saying they're hard to get a girl out of, and also Hobie being like, don't tell Namjoon I'm getting his sloppy seconds.
I do enjoy that, but I also really like Whalian 52 because I did not know about the 52 hertz whale and that it's a real thing.
Oh, yeah.
I learned so much from BTS. But you know what? I will concede and say Converse High. I personally love that Hobie is listing off colors of the rainbow like Black Eyed Peas do in the song I Got a Feeling with the Days of the Week.
Yes. No, I think it's a really fun song, and I think, again, it is one of those boy band staples where it's like, we're just gonna sing about, like, something we like about ladies.
Yep.
And that's, like...
but it's not totally sexist.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, Bepse versus Butterfly.
Bepse.
My City versus Converse High.
My City for me.
I agree. Which means for the finals, Bepse or My City.
Oh, Bepse! Like, I love My City, but I don't...
There was no way. Like, honestly,
also,
this was a waste of 10 minutes or however long this took.
Yeah, like, there's no chance that Bepse was going to lose to anything.
So, Spotify listeners, enjoy being treated to Bepse. I'm really sorry that you can't see anything. Just imagine Hobie's hip thrusts.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So our next era is the Love Yourself era. Yep. I think this one's going to be hard.
Yeah, I think that this and the Map of the Soul eras are my favorite.
Yeah.
I know I have a lot of affection for the earlier eras, but I really loved the messages in these songs, and I really loved the pop upbeat songs so much.
I think by now you've probably realized, like, there's some songs that are missing. Why haven't I heard these songs? Why haven't we had these songs up against each other? The other categories we're going to touch on in the next episode are solos, subunits, and singles.
Oh, I'm excited for those.
But before we
solos and subunits are tough.
But before we get to that, we got to figure out what we're doing with the Love Yourself era.
Yeah.
C versus I'm Fine. I'm going to go with C.
I am okay with that. I think that both are really good songs, but I think even there are some songs that are, even though they're really good and I enjoy listening to them, they don't necessarily evoke the strong emotional reaction I have to others.
I'm a big fan of C because I feel like it's another reminder of their lives aren't perfect. Yes. And I want to be reminded that other people have problems. I don't want them to have those problems, but it makes me feel less alone.
Yeah, and I think that is a really good reminder, again, the complexity of their work.
Yeah. Okay, 134340 versus Answer Love Myself.
I think it has to be... Actually, do you want to go first?
I'm going to go with Answer Love Myself.
I'm okay with that. I mostly don't want to have to choose between the two songs.
And I'm glad you didn't make me pull my Malala, because I love Myself. I love it. I unabashedly love that song. I love 134340 because of the metaphor and all of that. The lyrics are great, but there's just something about listening to Love Myself, especially when you're feeling sad and you feel like you don't love yourself, that can bring you back up. So, Love Myself. Ooh, Paradise versus So What?
Oof.
I'm going to say Paradise.
I'm good going with Paradise as well.
I mean, I like So What.
I really like So What. And there are parts, it was one of the songs where I'd hear like bits playing over, you know, a Run BTS moment or something where they have to use their own music. And I'd be like, oh, when I finally listened to So What, it was like, oh, that's where it's from. But I really like Paradise.
Well, and I do like So What, especially when they did the performance in Muster Suuju.
Yes.
That was the moment where they really let go, because we watched day 2 where it felt like everything was falling apart. And that was that turning point where they seemed to be happy. And so I love that moment. But song-wise, Paradise, I love Paradise. Paradise is the lock screen on my phone. Yeah. Like, Paradise, there's a reason that ARMY wants them to sing this song so badly. And one day they're going to give it to us. Okay, Love Maze versus Onpanman.
I really enjoy Love Maze, but I think Onpanman is one of those songs that to me is so catchy, and I just had an immediate response to it.
It's so catchy.
It's so catchy. It's so fun. I love that Hobie tries to say that he doesn't have abs or he's not like a really hot dude. And I love, it's one of the songs where, like, you know, with Jump, I love Yoongi's part and I love Tae's part. But sometimes I forget the second half of the song because I feel like those were two really strong performances. With Onpanman, I really love, I love Tae's introduction. I love Hobie's and Yoongi's raps. I love all of it. I just think it's such a strong song for all of the members, and it's one where they really get to have fun.
Yes, it's fun without being too egg-y, and I appreciate that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so Magic Shop versus Airplane Part 2.
Oh, fuck. That's a hard one. I love both of these songs so much for different reasons.
I'll be honest, I've never been a huge Airplane Part 2 fan.
Oh.
I mean, I like watching the performance for my own visual reasons, but I am much more drawn to Magic Shop, especially just when somebody who's not in the rap line writes a song. For some reason, that to me feels even more meaningful, because I'm not saying that the rap line doesn't have to work hard to write their songs, but I think this was one of, if not the first song that Jungkook wrote that they put out, and I think this is the first song he produced. And so that was a big thing for him, a big thing for him to give to us, a big thing for him to give himself. So I'm going with Magic Shop.
I really love Airplane Part 2. I love the lyrics. I love the opening where they're singing about a boy who just has to sing and is a singing star. I love Jungkook's parts on this. I love Hobie's rap. Like, even if he's not dancing on a bar top, I think it's a song that sounds so good. It's so much fun. It feels different than a lot of songs that they have done.
That's true, with the Latin vibe.
Yes, it has influences from different parts of the world. I think that it's a really good showcase of their talents. At the same time, I really love Magic Shop. It is so healing, and I really think it shows how Jungkook pours himself into his work and how he is so, you know, he says a lot that he is not somebody who sticks with things, but I think the songs that he's written are so sweet, and they feel heartfelt in a way that, you know, Backstreet Boys and NSYNC had heartfelt songs, but I also think to an extent, because of the time that they were famous, they would be embarrassed to really commit to, like, the lyrics of some of their songs. This feels like a really heartfelt example of non-toxic masculinity. So because of that, and because I also actually don't care for the Namjoon and Jin part in Airplane Part 2, I am happy to go with Magic Shop.
Excellent. Okay, so round 2, Magic Shop is going to be up against Best of Me.
Oh,
I know.
That's a really hard one.
Oh. I'm still going to go with Magic Shop.
I think I am. I think they're both really great songs. I think they're both about the love that they have for ARMY. I just really feel like Magic Shop is more my jam. That is one that I had an immediate emotional response to.
Yeah. Okay. C versus Love Myself. I'm going to say Love Myself.
I am more than okay with that.
Because I love C, but I also feel like it gets a little repetitive at the end, and it doesn't grow in some ways where other repetitive songs do.
And I really like the message of Love Myself. Like you said, it builds you up, and it makes me feel less alone.
There you go. Pied Piper versus Anpanman.
Oh, that's another hard one. I love Anpanman, but
the answer is Pied Piper.
Yeah, there's like it's.
Why are you hemming and hawing? The answer is Pied Piper.
I love Anpanman so much, and I think that is like such a great song for Hobie. Hobie is my co-bias.
I feel like even if you're not thinking with your crotch,
yes,
Pied Piper is the superior song.
Oh, I love how well the rap line and the vocal line complement each other. Mm-hmm. I love Tay and Jin singing like I'll Be Your Man Tonight. Like, Pied Piper is like the creme de la creme of, again, another boy band genre, where it's like, I'm enticing you. Mm-hmm. I'm like, if I had heard this song and was a young person, like younger than we are, like this would have been intoxicating. I love this song so much. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Although I will say, Pied Piper itself, the story, not that sexy.
Okay.
Yes.
Last part of round 2, Go-Go versus Paradise.
Paradise.
I'm going to go with Paradise. I like Go-Go. I like Go-Go mostly because I've read the lyrics. Before I read the lyrics, I thought it was a shallow song.
Yeah.
And it's not. It's actually very much a social commentary song, which I should not be surprised because it's BTS. Yeah. But I'm still going to go with Paradise.
Go-Go at all, but it's a clear Paradise for me.
Okay. So we're down to the semifinals.
Okay.
Magic Shop versus Love Myself.
Oh, fuck. That's hard.
I'm going to go with Love Myself.
I have to go with Magic Shop. Yeah. Okay. So
do I want to pull my Malala on this one?
Oh, no. Okay. Tell me try to convince me. What is your favorite part of Love Myself?
Jimin crying.
That is true.
I can't articulate it. I can't.
That's okay.
Are we going to have to rock, paper, scissors this?
Let's rock, paper, scissors it.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Both did scissors. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh!
But you fought valiantly. I did paper.
I did
Ginger
rock.
did rock.
So we're going to go with Magic Shop. I'm not really upset.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just
And you can tell yourself you fought for Love Myself.
I did.
I do love it. I think I also sometimes like have a little bit of trouble like reconciling the message in Love Myself with sometimes how the members talk about themselves. So that could be a totally personal thing that I'm processing right now.
No, that's really true. It's very hard to listen to a song and where they have a whole platform about Love Myself, mm-hmm. but it feels like in every single interview, one of them, if not more of them, are discussing how they've gained weight in a bad way.
Yeah.
And things like that. Or I look fat today. I look puffy today.
And while I totally understand why they say those things, I think K-pop is a really tough industry to feel like you deviate from the so-called norm. I think lately it just sometimes I feel sad when I listen to it.
It's too much.
Yeah.
It's relatable when it's a one-off. Mm-hmm. When it is literally every single interview is about Jimin saying that he got fat, I don't want to deal with that anymore.
Yeah.
Because then I stop feeling relatable and then my parasocial relationship kicks in and I start worrying about him.
Yeah. And I think I also get worried that it's a message that they felt like there's two parts. There's like how you process the song as an individual and how you process it as a fan. I think that I am a huge fan of Jin's solos, and a lot of times I think about Epiphany in the context of like him singing it personally. I don't always give myself the grace to think of it like me thinking about myself. And I think it makes me sad that either there's a possibility that they felt the need to put this message out when it's so hard for them, or that maybe they don't, like, it makes me sad to think that they might not fully believe that, and it might only be a message for ARMY. It's not a message that they're able to accept for themselves.
You don't want it to be a marketing ploy.
Yes.
And let's be honest, it's possible that it is a marketing ploy.
I genuinely believe, I feel like, and maybe this is part of the parasocial relationship, that they want ARMY to feel that way, but then it's also like, well, there's the reality of how we're conditioned socially to view other people, and there's also the reality that it might not be something that they can fully embrace at this point in their lives.
Well, and I guess you're never going to be fully actualized. So even if you do have periods where you do love yourself, inevitably you will also have periods where you don't feel as good about yourself.
Yes.
We have gone way off.
But no, I love both songs, and I think they're both
so really we went with Magic Shop.
Magic Shop.
Okay. Other one in the semifinal. Pied Piper versus Paradise.
Pied Piper.
I'm going to go with Pied Piper too.
I think Pied Piper is, if you not just compare it in BTS's catalog, but compare it to the songs that boy bands have been releasing. And I keep saying boy bands. I love boy bands. That's not any way supposed to be a slight.
No.
I think that Pied Piper can stand with the best of the classic boy band songs. I think it can stand with Bye Bye Bye. I think it can stand with Backstreet's Back. I think it really, like, I feel like this is such a good song. And it's a song where it's like, if you listen to it, I don't know how you could doubt BTS's talent and their charisma. I
think you could listen to it as a local and still like it. A local who only speaks English and doesn't have a translation in front of them, you could still love that song.
It's so fun.
So that means our finals for the Love Yourself era, Magic Shop versus Pied Piper.
Being horny versus being healed. That's a really, really hard one for me because I love, like I said, I think that for me, Pied Piper really stands out as like an incredible song. Like you said, you don't need a translation in front of you. I think Magic Shop is a beautiful song. I think it's one that is enriched by reading the lyrics, and I don't know how that should influence my vote.
I'm going to go with Pied Piper.
I'll go with Pied Piper too. I feel like second place isn't bad, you know? A silver medal at the Olympics is not a bad thing.
So, the Love Yourself era, the winner is Pied Piper. Well, we have come to our last era and our last bracket for this episode. We've come down to Map of the Soul B is what I call it. Because when you take Map of the Soul and you take out all of the subunits, the intros and outros, and the solos, and the title tracks, you have like 3 songs left. So I had to put it together with B. So there we go.
I'm okay with that.
All right. Map of the Soul B. This one's going to be quick and dirty. Microcosmos versus Disease.
For me, it's Microcosmos. I have never been, and you know this, I have never been huge into Disease. I think for me, it's a song where there's just a lot going on, and I am so proud of Hobie's work. I love that we had it spoiled a little bit in that 1V live, but I think Microcosmos is just hits me better.
I completely agree.
Oh God.
Louder Than Bombs versus We Are Bulletproof the Eternal. Yeah.
So I love Louder Than Bombs. I think it is super sexy. I love the lyrics, but We Are Bulletproof the Eternal just makes me like, it makes me feel connected to ARMY in a way I normally don't, and connected to this huge group of people. It makes me feel like even though I joined late in the game, I am still part of this incredible group. And so, God, it's so hard because I love Louder Than Bombs, but it would eventually, if it came up against We Are Bulletproof the Eternal, it would lose. I think
so. We Are Bulletproof the Eternal, I completely agree. This is a song I can't listen to at work because if I listen to it and I think about the lyrics, then I start crying.
Yes.
So
no, and I think it means so much because of the past year.
Yes. Okay. The next one. This is I am in hell, Sam. I am in hell. Dionysus.
No.
Versus Blue and Gray.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
Like, because it's like...
Can I Malala myself?
So what's so hard about this is, like, it's such different vibes. And two of the things...
So different.
I love most about BTS are their ability to create songs that pump me the fuck up. And their ability to create songs that resonate with me emotionally.
And make me cry.
And I am being asked to choose between those. This is... agony.
This is your Sophie's choice.
This is, oh my God. Because, like, if you're going just based off of meaning, I feel like you would automatically choose Blue and Gray. But Dionysus is so, I feel like it is a really great evolution of their talents. I feel like they could not have done this song 3 or 4 years ago. I think it's like such a good showcase of their well, again, I'm going with, what are your thoughts?
Dionysus. The answer is Dionysus.
No, oh my God.
No, Dionysus, because Dionysus is the one, like, that is the performance that I show to locals to be like, shut your mouth, watch this. I mean, I do also enjoy the mic drop performance, but there is something about the choreography in Dionysus and the high notes that it's bonkers. And when it can be done on both a small scale with just the 7 of them and a massive scale like they did at Mama. And I love that song. And I'm going to go with Dionysus.
Okay, I will say about Dionysus, I love that Hobie is allowed to like really shine in this song.
Well, I mean, he wrote it, so I hope he wrote something nice for himself. So what are you going to go with?
Oh, it's so hard because especially Tay's parts of Blue and Gray just hit me. And I do really love that it was a song that he was hoping to do for himself. And like you said, when the vocal line writes songs, they come from this place of just heartfelt goodness. But I will say I really enjoyed B, but I also feel like it came at a point when I was burnt out on pandemic-related things.
And feeling sad.
And so I think I will also go with Dionysus because I feel like that is the energy I need right now.
Yes.
I really love B as a snapshot of a particular point in time and of groups of people dealing with disappointment and how do you process this isolation. But I think Dionysus is what sticks with me.
I agree, because even though Blue and Gray is my absolute hands down favorite song on B.
Oh, completely.
And you could, like, I was torn
like,
right here.
I feel like I'm tearing up because...
But with that one, it was just Hobie and Yoongi's parts on Blue and Gray. I think that was the point where I texted you during my first album listen and said, this is Hobie's album. This is...
Yes.
So... yeah, but we got to go with Dionysus. We got to go with inflatable leopards. We have to go with banging on the table.
And I love...
we have to go with all the gods stuff that happens.
Like, I just love, like you said, the choreography. Like, when they started, they could not have attempted this. This is like, it feels like a culmination of so much of their hard work. And it feels like a song that you can show locals and be like, you cannot look at this or listen to this and question, even if it's not your style, their talent and their dedication and their precision.
It's kind of like if you showed this to Jin 8 years ago and told him, you will be doing this choreography one day, he would probably laugh in your face.
Oh, yeah.
Last part of round 1, Home versus Telepathy. I don't really like either of those songs.
No, I am not into either of those songs.
But I'm going to go with Home.
I'm okay
over
going
Telepathy.
with Home. I think a lot of it is probably influenced by by performances. I think it's okay to admit that influences your...
Yes, because that's when they did on Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. Felt like they were having fun.
So, yeah, we'll go with that. Okay, semifinals. Microcosmos versus We Are Bulletproof, The Eternal.
Oh, I have to go with We Are Bulletproof.
I'm going to go with you, too. I agree. I don't want
I love both, but We Are Bulletproof is one I heard and I had to listen to again immediately.
Yeah.
It just...
Even if you don't have a parasocial relationship with them, I think it makes you feel something.
Yes, and that is the kind of, where Blue and Gray has a really strong response, it also it's a response I have as an individual. I think that kind of, even though those aren't facing off, I love that We Are Bulletproof was the kind of song that I needed in the past year to feel connected to people.
Yeah. Okay. This part of the semifinals is going to be easy. Dionysus or Home.
Oh, Dionysus.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Home. No, I'm kidding.
Would you have you should have just backhanded me.
I was afraid you were going to Malala just to screw me over.
No, I have to say my Malala.
I don't know when I'm going to use my Malala. So far, the rock, paper, scissors has worked out well. Okay, championship. We Are Bulletproof, The Eternal, or Dionysus.
That is also really hard because I just love...
What is your answer?
I would have to go with We Are Bulletproof.
And I'm going to use my Malala and go with Dionysus.
Okay. I am okay with that.
I am Malalaing the shit out of this one.
Okay, yeah.
Dionysus for the win. So, listeners, thank you for listening to part 1 of our 2-part series where Sam and I go head-to-head with our brackets, determining the best BTS songs. We went through different eras today. We talked about which was the best interlude, intro, and outro. And on the next episode, we're going to touch on best solo, best subunit, and best single. You're not going to want to miss it. And as always, don't forget to keep questioning.